All right, so you handed us a whole bunch of stuff about this Algorand, ALGO, right?
ALGO, that's it.
This blockchain platform, it's got its own cryptocurrency too, huh?
It does, yep.
So it seems like you're really trying to figure out if this is the real deal, you know?
For sure.
Is it worth paying attention to?
Right.
And to be honest, I'm kind of right there with you.
Yeah, me too.
We've got price charts, news stories. We've even got like these crazy technical deep dives.
Wow, the whole shebang.
Yeah, so let's just dive in and see what we can figure out about Algorand.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, so the first thing that kind of jumps out at me here is the price of ALGO.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what, around 20 cents right now?
Around there, yeah.
And that's down 30% just in the last month.
Oh, no, it's a pretty big dip.
That's huge, especially if you like just brought some.
Oh, totally. Especially for people who just got in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remember though, crypto markets are volatile.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Extremely.
And this isn't Algo's first time, going through something like this.
Oh, really?
It hit an all-time high of over $4.70 back in 2019.
Wow.
So, it's been through some ups and downs before.
So this is kind of like another rodeo for Algorand.
Exactly. Yeah. Another rodeo.
Okay. But I got to say 30%.
Yeah.
That still makes me like raise my eyebrows a little bit.
I can understand that.
Is this just, the normal crypto craziness or could there be something else going on here?
That's the question, isn't it?
Something more specific to Algorand, maybe.
It's a great question. And actually, one of the articles we have here, it points out that Bitcoin also had a dip last month.
Oh, really?
It went from like over $85,000 down to around $78,000.
Oh, wow.
So, maybe some of what's happening with Algorand is just tied to what's going on with the bigger crypto market.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking about the tech behind Algorand, especially that pure proof of stake thing they've got going on.
The PPoS.
Yeah, PPoS.
Right.
They say it's way faster than Visa, like 10,000 transactions per second.
It's crazy fast. Right?
And like instant finality.
Yeah.
But, is it maybe giving up security to be that fast?
Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And that's where things get interesting with this PPoS system.
Okay.
It's really all about efficiency.
Okay.
And they've designed it so anyone with at least one LLO can help secure the network.
So anyone can jump in.
Yeah, it's pretty open.
Wow, that's so different from Ethereum.
Oh, yeah. Totally different.
You need like 32 ETH to stake on that.
Exactly. It's a huge barrier to entry.
Yeah. So on the one hand, Algorand seems way more accessible.
Totally.
But then I'm thinking, could that make it easier for someone to mess with things?
It's funny you should say that because there's all this talk about Algorand's relay nodes.
Relay nodes.
These are super important for communication within the network.
Okay.
So some critics are saying that the way these nodes are chosen, it could give way too much power to the Algorand Foundation.
So less decentralized.
Potentially, yeah.
That's a little worrying.
Yeah, it's something to keep an eye on.
So it seems like what we're seeing here is this trade-off.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Like you get amazing speed and it's easy to get involved.
Right.
But maybe you're giving up some control.
Exactly. And that brings up another question.
What's that?
Even with all the speed and efficiency, is anyone actually using Algorand in the real world?
Oh, good point.
Or is it all just, theoretical?
Yeah, is it just hype?
Yeah.
Well, let's dig into that because I'm seeing some pretty cool stuff popping up here.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Yeah, like real world uses of this technology.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so one article mentioned Cebu Pacific Air.
Yeah.
They're using Algorand to create these NF tickets.
Interesting.
So it's like instead of having a regular e-ticket, you'd own a token on the blockchain for your flight.
Cool.
I mean, that's pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
It is wild. It's like, what could we do with this?
Right.
Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Airlines could streamline everything. Passengers would have more control over their tickets.
Like you could resell them more easily or?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even maybe new loyalty programs built on this tech.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. All sorts of possibilities.
And it's not just airlines either.
No.
The Marshall Islands are actually using Algorand.
Really? Wow.
For their central bank digital currency.
That's a big deal.
I know, that's huge.
A whole country using crypto for their official currency.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the future of money,
Right, like how blockchain could change everything.
Yeah, exactly. The whole global financial system.
This all sounds so promising.
It does.
But then I'm also seeing articles talking about the challenges.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Algorand's DeFi ecosystem. It seems pretty small compared to the big players.
Like who?
Like Ethereum or Solana.
Yeah, they're the giants right now.
Right. And it makes me wonder why. Well, it's true that Algorand has great tech,
Yeah.
but their DeFi ecosystem is still really young.
Okay.
You know, one thing I noticed is they use their own programming language.
Oh, really?
And that might be making things harder for developers.
How so?
Well, Solana, for example, is compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine.
The EVM.
Yeah, exactly. And that's super widely used.
So it's way easier to move projects over to Solana.
Right. It's just plug and play.
So Algorand's kind of missing out on that.
Yeah. It's like a chicken and egg problem, you know?
You need a big ecosystem to get developers.
Right.
You also need developers to build that ecosystem.
Exactly. It's a tough spot to be in.
But hasn't Algorand been around for a while now?
Well, it's not brand new.
Yeah.
But in the blockchain world, it's still pretty young.
Okay.
Ethereum's had years to build up their community and get all these projects.
That's true.
So Algorand's still playing catch up.
But then there's Solana,
Right.
even younger than Algorand.
Yeah.
But it's exploded in DeFi. So what are they doing differently?
Well, besides that EVM compatibility we talked about,
Yeah.
Solana is known for crazy fast transactions and really low fees.
And that's what DeFi is all about, right?
Exactly. Speed and low cost.
So Solana's going after Ethereum directly?
Yeah, they're not messing around.
So it seems like Algorand needs to find its own niche.
Yeah, they got to stand out somehow.
Maybe it's the sustainability angle.
Oh, yeah. What about that?
One article mentioned they've been carbon neutral since 2021.
It's a good point,
Right.
especially for people who care about the environment.
Yeah, with climate change, everything.
Yeah, it's definitely a selling point.
And they've got Silvio Micali.
Yeah, their founder.
He won a Turing Award.
That's like the Nobel Prize of computer science.
Yeah. So that's going to count for something, right?
It definitely adds credibility.
Like people trust him.
Right. And attracts talent.
Yeah, the best developers want to work with the best.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, the tech has to speak for itself,
Right. Sure.
no matter who's behind it.
And that brings us back to this whole decentralization thing.
Yeah, those relay nodes.
Yeah, those relay nodes and the Algorand Foundation maybe having too much control.
Right. It's a concern.
So how does that fit into the bigger picture?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, like is this a deal breaker or...
We got to figure that out.
It's almost like we found this weird paradox with Algorand.
Yeah, I think that, so like this case study in how complex blockchain tech really is.
Yeah.
You know, you've got this platform that's supposed to be so fast and efficient and open to everyone.
Right, anyone can join in.
Exactly.
But then there's this worry about it being centralized because of how they choose those relay nodes.
And maybe the Algorand Foundation having too much power.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if it's really as decentralized as they say it is.
It's a huge question, right?
Yeah, especially when you think about how big this could get.
If they really do what they say they can do, it could change so many things.
Like what kinds of things?
I'm talking supply chains, voting, even digital identity, and payments across borders.
So like imagine sending money instantly anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and knowing it's secure and you can see exactly where it goes.
That's the dream they're selling, right?
It is a pretty amazing vision.
But we got to remember, this is still new tech.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And there are definitely risks.
Definitely, like the crypto market is all over the place.
Yeah, we've seen how fast prices can change.
Yeah, and then there's always the chance of scams and hacks.
That's true. You always got to be careful.
Exactly. Like, do your research, understand the risks, don't invest more than you could afford to lose.
Good advice.
But if you're smart about it,
Yeah.
there's definitely potential here.
So after all this digging, what do you think is Algorand worth the hype?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I think it's definitely a serious player in this space.
Okay.
They've got the tech, they've got a good team, and they're getting used in the real world.
Yeah, we saw that with the airline tickets and the Marshall Islands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they've got competition, and they got to deal with those centralization worries.
Right, they got to figure that out.
But if they can overcome all that and keep innovating,
yeah.
I think they've got a good shot.
This has been quite a journey learning about Algorand.
It really has. We've covered a lot just from these articles.
And for you listening out there,
This is just the beginning.
we've given you the basics,
We've shown you what could happen.
and we've pointed out the things to watch out for.
Now it's up to you to decide what you think.
Here's something to think about.
Okay.
We talked about how Algorand's DeFi ecosystem is still kind of small.
Yeah,
How could they get more developers and projects involved?
that's a good one.
Could they find a way to work with Ethereum?
Interesting.
Or do they need to go in a whole new direction?
That's a tough one.
Keep digging, keep learning, and let us know what you find out.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
Until next time, happy diving.